WTF Nation Radio
is in the house. Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, yeah. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this 24 April 2025. In the year of our no PT understanding, what are we doing for a PT test? Year of excellence, I think. The Sergeant's Time. Spanky's out the net. Interwebs have been going out across the country due to some storms. And so we were like running a little late because we were like having web issues, interwebs issues and stuff like that. So we're going to try to sneak in as much as we can before the power goes out or the internet goes out. So anyways, welcome to Sergeant's Time. This is your weekly leader professional development, giving you our all Army news and military updates throughout the U.S. Army. Sometimes we'll delve in a little bit on the DoD and other branches of service, especially when it comes to like veteran issues and stuff like that. So where do I begin? As that little blurb that you saw on the post for some of the if you looked on all of our posts and you're like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this post? We discuss the status on all of our PT tests and our H2F program. We're gonna hit on that. And the reason why we're gonna hit on that is because the last time we had an update to anything that has to do with physical fitness or yada. There's a Phineas and Ferb, where that guy goes yada yada yada. That's my kid, my baby Ice is doing that. But anyways, we were always kind of kept in the loop on this. Anytime there was a significant change within PT standards across the force that was going to affect the force, we always had a heads up from the Army. The Army actually reached out to several influence pages to discuss what we're going to do for our PT test. How are we going to change our ACFT? And so we thought, okay, cool, nice. Well, maybe we'll see something, different. Maybe we'll see something else. Maybe, all right, cool. Well, we can't wait. Back in 2018, we actually had some individuals from the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command, the Center for Initial Military Training. And they came on board to shoot the shit with us about the ACFT. We're like, oh, okay, cool. We're this is pretty cool. I appreciate you guys coming on. It was a very informative podcast that we had with TRADOC and with the CIMT. And again, it was probably one of the more informative. But I'm just going to go ahead and shoot this up right here. When this was released, when this video came out and it was posted to U.S. Army WTF Moments, it amassed so many views and watches because this was great. The military community, the Army got to see, okay, the HQDA was being transparent. They were going on different platforms. They were using different mediums, Army Reddit, U.S. Army WTF Moments, They were using Mill Media, Task and Purpose, military.com. And so a lot of us thought, okay, cool. There should be something coming out that discusses what is going to be the changes to the ACFT. Because a lot of individuals were scared about what was going to be the grading and why we were doing this and why we were doing events. So, let me. I got a question. If a soldier can't pass a PT test after two attempts with the current standards to get kicked out, still right? There is a time. Matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm going to pause this little thing, the ball yeet, right there. Yeah, there's been some changes to that. There's been some standard changes as well as what I guess you would say what window, what grace period. I don't want to say grace period because then it makes it sound like we're bending a standard or whatever. I'm just in the thanks, Patrick. I'm just not in the right signal group. That seems how they put out official info. I'm glad you mentioned that because we are going to touch on that topic, Patrick, later on when it comes to information and how information is getting out to the force. Gonna ding you. I figured, we're already in April. I figured we could just go ahead and just discuss it because this is the way, as I was telling some friends, this is the way you lose support. Is when you only pick certain places to post your stuff. And people are wondering, okay, what's happening for this? So going back to this, the standing, the what everyone called the ball yeet. This has been taken out, by the way, to the new AFT. This is no longer an event right here, okay? So, again, this is the reason why. And what's funny is that the best part about it is that we keep receipts. I heard some senior leaders talking about why or this has been happening and what's the reason why we got rid of the ball throw and what was the importance of the yeet. And out of all of the discussions that we had, all that we had, but they had with media, I noticed that none of them were able to at least go back in history to a post when somebody asked you a question, what was the reason why we had the ball throw? Probably back injuries. Who knows? But what they didn't do, they weren't able to articulate why we had the ball throw to begin with. So this is why they were talking about the ball throw. The reason why you did the yeet. That way you can lift your teammates up in the window, right? You can do that. John Aldrich says, probably back injuries. I'm going to say right now, everything that we do in the Army could lead up to back injuries. So I hate that no one was able to articulate it. And they were like, you guys came on to U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio to talk about it, on the why we were doing these exercises, on why this was happening. Don't get mad at me when we come back and say, hey, didn't you guys have like a full court press on this? Did you guys not have a whole running the gamut? Oh, okay, cool. Well, all right. Well, he saw more back injuries as a medic. All right, there you go. Now, do you think it could have attributed, John? I mean, and this is not to put you on the spot, but do you think this could have been attributed to poor fitness due to the fact the individuals were not fit, or was it a lack of conditioning? So, anyways, we had expected, we had hoped that the Army would have laid out. Wait, I got to put this back up here right quick. Hang on. This is the one. Hang on, I put this exercise right here. This was the most controversial one that we that everyone got mad at. Okay, so after we did the standard ball throw, and then we did the push-ups, the deadlift, yep. Like, see, I don't know. I am not of a maybe it was too many injuries to VA claims. Who knows? Well, it was funny. It was because now that you mentioned the lightning rod. Oh, this information is from X. Glad to see some people from X in the chats. If you guys just click on the app and you go in there, you can actually add a comment on X and be able to comment, and we'll be able to see it. I'll be able to read it off to the audience. The biggest thing that we had, and I'll just do this real quick thing again with the window cap that was funny, was the leg tuck, right? The reason why we were doing all we needed was just one leg tuck, right? the reason why. Now, of course, when this was posted back in 2018, July 11th to be exact, it had more questions that had come out. So we were able to answer most of those questions during the Sergeant's Time episode here on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Oh, tomorrow. I'm sorry. It was the 19th or 11th. I'm meaning the 12th. There you go. I'm getting the years and the time wrong. So it was July 12th, 2018 is when they came on to shoot the shit with us. Because we just come off visiting them from AUSA as well. So, again, or AUSA was coming up or something like that. Yeah, I think it was because, October 2018, yeah. That's when AUSA was happening. And then, yeah, so 2019. Yeah, 2019 is when I went public. But at any rate, so this was what we thought was, okay, cool. You guys were able to come on. The Army was able, the Center for Initial Military Training, CIMT, were able to come on and shoot the shit with us, you know, making fun of my, ACFT score because, at the time I was being tested and all that. Then I just come off of an injury. I'm like, but I got to ask my question after scouring all the, what are the new standards? Oh, we're going to get into that, Austin. No, wait, the new standards? Or are we talking about the new events? Because that's where we're disconnected right now. See, we've not seen at all, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the implementation update that we had. Now, mind you, this is for the ACFT right now from years past. And this was when everyone was going, everyone was going back and forth to what the standards were. So when this was being implemented, we were being constantly inundated, and not a bad thing. No new events. No, I'm talking about the yeet was dropped. The proper way to ask this question will be the standards tomorrow, except for the removal of the ball yeet. Yeah. So 7 years ago they came onto the show. Correct. 29. Well, they've actually been on several times, and we were able to always have in communication with the Army. The Army was continuously conversing with us. Like when we would post an event, hey, we posted this, and it's like, hey, look, hey, just to let you know that the chart in question is not an official document, and it wasn't assessed and aggregated by CIMT, and this is from the Public Affairs Office, because, again, we were able to have that dialogue with organizations, and we're able to give updates and all that. This is not an official document, blah, 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 blah. That's what was being said. However, at least when the ACFT came out and was rolled out, not the little sneaky, this was leaked out, because again, the way it was leaked out, it was pretty fucking funny that it was leaked out in documents, and it was funny when the ACFT dropped. They said it was equal across the board. Well, I mean, was it equal across the board? Because I remember in specific units and communities, everyone was able to do the ACFT with no problems at all. So there was no, in other words, like in some units, everyone was able to conduct the ACFT with no issue, to include the leg tuck. Then it became a big dramatic, I don't know, social shift on what the leg tuck was for, and should we do the leg tuck? Even though in the PT manual, the leg tuck was always in the PT manual. Does that make sense? It's like finding an obscure exercise in the PT manual and decided we're going to go ahead and test that. It was always there. Now, the only reason we had made, and this is the ACFT, by the way, the only reason why we were talking about, hey, why are we doing this quick so fast? The implementation time should not have been, could have been a little bit more rolled out, because that was just continuously changed. Because there are some units that do not do PT as much as we think they should or do. You're saying about standards and solder this and solder that, and I was talking to another friend of mine, another veteran and mill influencer, I guess you say mill person, that there's a lot of guys that were doing all these, CrossFit fucking things and all showing off. Yeah. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the formations that they led, the formations that they had were not, did not show in their mill clout, I guess you would say. You had somebody that could do specific exercises, that could do specific events. Oh yeah, look at that guy. He's a badass. He could do pull-ups and then do planks and leg tucks in all different directions, right? But when you look at his organization, probably had, I don't know, a few fucking PT failures, height and weight failures. So before you came on and posted yourself all over social media, that's the part that we were kind of like laughing at. Is that all the ones that are like, oh, this is easy to do. It's easy to do, blah, blah, blah. Should PT be an individual thing? Should it be an organizational thing? I think it's both. I think it's both. Our profession in the U.S. Army is physical. There are physical things you have to do in the Army. You are literally getting paid, believe it or not, to wake up in the morning, get a good workout on in the morning, and then conduct your technical, like, MOS jobs or duties. So it was pretty funny to me to see everyone complain about, you're sold 24/7. Are the same ones that are saying, this PT test is too hard. All right. So now they dropped the requirements for the yeet. So the 5 events that we have for the AFT, what's the word, Max? Exactly that. Accountability. Exactly that. Everybody's accountable. That's the best part about being a non-commissioned officer, right? Once you pin the stripes, or once you put the collar, once you put the pin, once you put the stripes on the collar, you have inherited the rank of confrontation. You have inherited the rank that you are the enforcer of the standards and policies to which our Army has established, whether we like it or not. No matter who's in charge of you, whether it be at the unit level, the division level, the corps level, the joint level, or even at the presidential level. Suck it up. That's who we got to deal with, right? It's always funny when people say, as long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical, then blah, 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 blah. Yeah, who cares, right? I have had the most shittiest bosses in my life. Just moved on. Count for myself. Made sure that all the standards were being applied. Make sure the standard didn't get applied. Then that was it. Peer-to-peer. I've even had peer-to-peer conversations saying to me, hey, man, there's some stuff you need to tighten it up a little bit. Oh, shit. Bro, what do I got to do, man? Well, you need to do this. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know I could do that. Can you do that? And then vice versa. Hey, man, you need to kind of like, those peer-to-peer conversations are the ones that I think, to me, matter the most, because that means someone along your left and right are looking out for you as a leader. So the AFT, using the AFT acronym reminds me of that meme of the AFT when somebody said AFT. Remember that? And everyone started making AFT jokes when it came to the alcohol, tobacco, firearms, ATF. So every time I read AFT now, I always laugh. The AFT. Like everybody, I think of it as like a meme of the ATF. This, when we came up with new stuff and everyone's the reason why they changed acronyms, because it had negative connotations or had innuendo. FAP. Yeah, FAP, exactly. Or the reason why, and this is what Army urban legend, that the reason why DEH went to DPW was because DEH, the soldiers and even leaders were saying it meant don't expect help. And now it's DPW to Department of Public Works. Now it's, everyone laughs because now that says don't pester me with work. That's DPW. So again, kind of like laughing, it was an AFT thing to hear about the AFT. So it's 5 events. The max deadlift, the hand release push-up, the sprint drag carry, the plank, and 2-mile run, right? Okay, we could deal with that. But we only saw a leaked memorandum. We only saw, hey guys, this is coming soon. More information's coming out. You can't wait. Get this out. I have not even in the, I'm going to put it this way. This rollout, when it came to the AFT, is a little bit more to me now than how the ACFT was rolled out. We've seen no leader engagements. We've seen nobody from the mill side. We've seen nobody from the office of the Sergeant Major of the Army come out and say, all right, guys, we're going to do this. All right, guys, this is what we're doing. I would say the last big across the formation changes in the Army when it came to the uniforms and fitness standards, we've had SMA Daily, SMA Grinston, they've all come out and established and did Q&As and discussions on what the new standard was going to be for the soldiers. Now, the soldiers don't know what the fuck is going on. Nothing. The soldiers have not seen anything. The soldiers have not seen, okay, we have a new standard. Is this going to change our body fat ABCP program, the Army Body Composition Program? Is that going to happen? Are we going to see a new a standard across? Okay, now we have these MOSs that you decided to make combat arms and not combat arms standard, which is kind of funny because there are specific MOSs that everyone, and almost like, somebody sent me a DM. Somebody sent me it almost comes across like Big Sarge decided who was those that are considered combat arms MOS or specific arms MOS. Now, of course, immediately what was their go-to? They went to the 11 series, they went to special forces, and then they went to other MOSs, and then armor, right? Before you all start tracking me about fucking armor and standards and all that, I will say that the PT standards, when I've looked at someone's appearance as opposed to someone else. Oh wait, Grin, Daily, Spelling. Those dudes got us clear nail polish with versus beards. The fuck? Hey, I'm just talking about the PT stuff, man. We could argue back and forth on that. So, let's. Everyone's like, did they ever publish? Did the Army ever publish? That's a good question. Did the Army ever publish anything on when anything was coming out? I think that I read that question right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because this right here is the only thing that we've seen when it first came out on X, on Twitter. There was nothing else posted on any other platform, only probably because somebody had leaked out the memorandum that was sent out by Sec Army. So there it is. Austin, I know you were asking about the standards there. April 23rd, May 25th, XORD. June 1st comes official record. New scoring standard is going to be Jan 2026. Now, we've not seen, at least I have not seen, and a lot of us have not seen, we've not seen what the scoring chart looks like. Not at all. We've not seen, okay, well, this standard is going to be this standard is this standard. I'm gonna ding the Army on this one. This was not rolled out correctly. What they should have done, and that's just me, I'm just saying, what they should have done is already had programmed this out and awaited. I mean, it almost seems like we're getting everything backwards now. We've not seen anything at all that would indicate a new scoring, because everyone's asking, well, this is going to be sex neutral, which the reason why they're saying sex neutral as opposed to gender neutral is because somebody's butthurt that the term gender is used. And so they put sex neutral, which Old 19 Delta 30 here. Questions. Will the new standards be better for the guys and gals in combat in West? Well, I'm glad you asked that, Thomas. Let's look at this. Let's look at the combat specialties of which they have named out. And the reason why I say they're kind of like they're nearsighted on this, they're not looking forward, is that there are other MOSs that require specific standards of fitness that are inside Army regulation that says, for instance, a supply sergeant requires to lift so much. A commo sergeant is required to lift so much, to move so much. I don't think anyone's digging in the weeds, but I think everyone's going crazy on this lethality warfighter bullshit that we've all fucking said. We've memed the fuck out of it. So don't get me, when everyone's like, oh, look at, no, now you're talking shit about, no. The veteran community, the military community has memed the term lethality and warfighter, almost like how we've always memed ready to fight tonight on a slide, or caveat, or piggyback, or yeah, exactly, or full spectrum operations, exactly that. We have memed those terms before. So before anybody comes at us or me about, oh, you're just saying that because you don't like Trump. Now, fuck off. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. The military community has always made fun of the term lethality and warfighter because it's I don't know, 5 miles wide in those terms, but only an inch fucking thick. So if you look at the combat specialty there, everyone says, oh, it's all the 11 series. Okay, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Yep. Okay, cool. That's standard, but I don't, okay, cool. 11 Zulu, all right, senior sergeant, all right, 12 Alpha, engineer, combat engineer, okay, 12 Bravo, yep, got that guy. Fire support specialist, all right, cool. 18 series with special forces, all of their MOSs and stuff. All right, cool. An armor officer, all right, got it. Our Bradley crewman, all right. Cav scout, gotcha. Armor crewman and all that. Okay, now, there are other MOSs that do just as much or just as heavy lifting for it. Now, of course, I'm not doing this to dime out any MOSs or say, hey, man, why are you being a Blue Falcon, man? I'm cool with this new PT test. I don't want to do extra stuff. Well, before you joined the military, before there was a code that had your MOS, and then it had standards of fitness. The standards of fitness is what says, hey, here is where your standards of fitness are, and this is what your MOS is supposed to do. Just like how we have DAPM for our promotions, at what rank you're supposed to have and what rank you're supposed to have at what school and what level and all that. So when this to me it looks like somebody just grabbed what they think, and I didn't want to do this, but I didn't want to get everybody to get mad to try to pin anybody in a specific category. It looked like just a bunch of guap bros and or guys who only served just a few years in the Army decided to go or were told, yep, this, because I don't know, 13 Bravos, do you guys fucking do anything? Cannon crew members, don't you got to do some heavy shit? Supply sergeants, don't you got to move equipment? Don't you got heavy shit? Commo guys, don't you have to do heavy shit as well? All of SOF, not just one MOS of SOF. What we call in SOF, the 3 tribes, PSYOP, Special Forces, and Civil Affairs. Those are the 3 SOF, and everyone get out of my fucking mentions about saying, oh yeah, SOF and CA and PSYOPs think they're a bunch of operators. Nah, dude. There might have been onesies or twosies. No, we don't. There are standards of fitness for our MOS, PSYOP, and Civil Affairs, and Special Forces that require us to hump a ruck. We have to support the organizations that we're assigned to, which is, again, why I'm kind of chuckling at this, because Special Forces is now reassigning PSYOP and Civil Affairs for, command and control, blah, 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 trying to put them all in one thing. So now you're going to have other SOF units in your other SOF MOSs in your units. So now a PSYOP guy or gal doesn't have to worry about maintaining the standards of being assigned to a Special Forces unit. Or a commo sergeant who's assigned to an infantry battalion is not required to do anything like that as well. I think they kind of dropped the ball on this. Gender fluid. Nope, can't say gender fluid. We got to say sex fluid. We got to say sex fluid because somewhere down the line, the term gender has gotten people pissed off. That's gotten people, for some reason, that's like oh no, sacrilege, blasphemy, heresy. You can't say that. Because then it means, I don't know what the fuck you think is connected to. There's some fantasies that people bring up in their minds that are connected to nothing, and that's what I had. We're trying to maintain a professional decorum here at Sergeant's Time for US Army WTF moments. They're awesome. What happened to all those fancy exoskeletons? I don't know. So again, this little quick sheet that they got. I will say this, as bumpy as the ACFT rolled out, at least we got cartoons. At least we got videos like I had just presented to you guys earlier in the podcast that we were able to see. At least we had members of the Center for Initial Military Training and TRADOC come on to wait a minute, hang on, what's that term? New media, right? Isn't that what everyone's trying to go to now? New media? I will say there are some platforms that were new media before motherfuckers even created that term. That you could have joined, you could have come on and shot the shit with us. You could have come on Army Reddit and at least given some information. You could have come on U.S. Army WTF Moments, as you did a few years back. But that's what are you, the fucking weatherman? There, that's my feeling. That's my feeling to this. So I think we're not completely coordinated in all this. Bad enough that we have the Department of Defense, and this is not political law. It's bad enough that we have the Department of Defense only messaging on one platform on what standards are. And it's not until a careful nudge happens or a poke, hey man, I think you should fucking put this, I think you should put this on, I don't know, all the other platforms. Because the platforms that got the new administration to come in, operate there. Meemaw and Opa do not go on X. They're on Boomer Book, is like we like to call it. Sons and daughters have their parents on Facebook. The reason why I didn't say this is because we're broadcasting on 5 different platforms. So their parents are on Facebook and they see all this information. Only if it's posted on Facebook, not on X. So I would suggest, as a comms guy, or as they call me, the IO guy, or the Grand Admiral Propaganda on Twitter. Those names were given to me at the same time, by the way. I suggest you get your messaging squared away and unfucked immediately, because the force is confused. Real confused. We don't know where we're getting our information. We literally have to know. We now have to go back to the meme lord pages, which now the meme lords, the meme pages have gone back and say, so are we going to start memeing this guy now? Meaning the chief of staff in the SMA. Do you mean, are we going to like start shit posting on the DOD now? Because we're not getting this information to come out. You can sign all the declarations and all the documents that you want, but if it's not getting to the force, because you're only using one platform, then you're screwed. And your message will never get to where it's going to go. Now, of course, there's going to be sycophants and fucking bootlickers and whatever you want to call them, ass kissers, that said, you shouldn't have said this. I'll have you know, and for those that know me, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio has been shitposting on every single administration since our inception. To call it out just like this. I would pay $1 million to see you have a chat with Alex Jones. Oh, you guys in the comments are fucking hilarious. Let me hang on. Let's see. Oh man, you guys are okay. So what was the last thing I said? Hey, what about those fancy exoskeletons? It's not happening. Maybe use gender fluid instead of water for waterboarding. Ooh, that's a good one. No worry, Austin. My bad. First Sergeant got plenty of sex fluid for that new thick PFC. Oh, yeah, because we're not talking about sex fluid, right? Sex selected or whatever. I just think it's funny that's coming back. That term's coming back. Yeah. What about Yahoo? Exactly that. Ice, do you have a wire for a weed whack? What are you talking about, Musa? Are you talking about my landscaping skills there? Maintaining the zacate? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I think the point system is stupid and complex. Tom says, gender fluid for Japanese sex robots, extra batteries for a long time. You guys are hilarious. So glad you took over for the guy playing Warcraft. Hey, U.S. Army WTF Moments has a busy timeline of live streams with gaming and other stuff that we share. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see the fattest National Guardman in exoskeletons versus SF in a confidence course. That would be a good challenge. Not even somebody fat, just somebody like, I don't know, somebody that's not of those combat, the high speed units. A very fit special forces individual against somebody wearing an exoskeleton. I would pay $1 million for me to talk to, dude, Alex Jones talking to me, moi. I will have no problem saying, why are you talking shit about PSYOP guys? I would ask him that question. Because I don't like you guys, because you guys suck. You piss me off. You're stealing my thunder. Anyways, that's what he probably would say. Meme his ass into oblivion. Okay. Maybe he sent it to the wrong signal chat. Everyone is confused. Just today, I forgot our sec def what sits down to piss on a signal. Damn, you guys are fucking savage. Okay, so absolutely, meme his ass. This is the comment when I said about the meme lords. Meme his ass into oblivion and possibly have Marines. No, come on, we can't say that. Bang his secretary just for fun. Nah, that's not cool. Tom says, "Oh shucks, might want to run this theme over to the HLC, better known as Habitual Line Crosser, Grandpa Buff, and all that whole few thoughts about. They've all had a few thoughts about it themselves. I'm pretty sure they've all had said some stuff like this or have talked about." Alex Jones, do the Alex Jones voice talking to yourself, but as an Alex Jones. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you want me to sit down with Alex Jones imitating Alex in Alex Jones' voice in his presence? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay. I want to know why you hate me. Well, that's because you guys are assholes. I think you guys are scum of the earth. Well, I think you're a scum of the earth too. Go back and forth like that. A counter Alex Jones to Alex Jones fight. That would be kind of funny. On Joe Rogan's podcast. How about that? Joe Rogan would probably laugh his ass off. Let's see. First aren't called, and he wants his grass cut. Oh man, who's this? Are we getting bots already? We getting bots? Yeah, we are. We get some bots in the chats. Hang on. Let me roll out. Yeah. Let me. So there's somebody in the bot. See, don't answer that. Don't click it. And I'm gonna dime this bot out. Let the bum fights, like bum fights with the Dr. Phil. So somebody's in here saying, "John, hi, hello, handsome. I'm really impressed whenever I came across your profile. I love what I see. Kindly, please add me up. Let's chat." Damn, dude. Yeah, see ya. You're blocked. Hang on, let me move this over here to the blocked aisle. Kablow. Yeah, I got big bots and I cannot lie. Exactly. Oh yeah, they love to send Bob's and Vegine. Would you hear what's going on with India and Pakistan right there? Yeah, exactly. They're getting some stuff. I posted on social media that we got in India-Pakistan war before we got the Epstein files or GTA 6. But I've already prepositioned the floppy X pile. She's got an eggplant. Yeah, exactly that. So, is the Fort Hood rapist going to get the firing squad? Well, we're going to talk about that story as well. Real quick, I have, whoa, Slicks. Hang on. Everyone's clicking everything. My screen's going crazy. Did you guys know that we're the page is almost like at the near end of its life because it's been hit so many times with the violations because of the Zook. Let's see. Where is it at? I gotta make sure my screen isn't up when I'm typing a bunch of stuff so that you guys don't see what I'm talking about. So, from the death of Spanky, because Spanky's not here as well. You guys know this. She said, Congress had to get involved on the last PT test change. I don't necessarily disagree with the change, but what the fuck, dude? The reason, what is the reason other than I want it this way, and why is it only the Army? Hegseth is the DOD, not the Army. Can we take this? Can someone take his phone away? X is a far-right safe space right now. Can go where the people disagree with you or moderates with common sense. It may hurt your feelings. So there you go. That's from the desk of Spanky. So again, this wasn't a big deal. Also, we got some of this information from Steve Bannon. Hang on, let me open up the article, which is posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page. This is if you guys go on to got a bail. All right, Thomas. See you. It'll be out in a flash. I appreciate the comments, man. I got common sense and an attitude. So you miss Red. Red made WTF radio. Damn, Joe. Damn. So we're not. What do we chop liver? We chop liver, huh? Man. take thy beak from out thy heart. Okay, let me pull up this article here from Steve Bannon. He's the one that, hang on. Marines don't change shit. Yeah, I know, man. He made WTF Nation Radio. Gosh. Never mind that he gave it to somebody else to improve it, to get it even more improved to where it's at. But yeah, man, damn. Why you hurting me, dude? What is love? Maybe don't hurt me. Let's see. So anyway, so this is the article that we got most of the information to rant on. The Army aims new fitness test for June, but still working on how to grade it. That's from Steve Bannon over at military.com. Pretty much asked the question that we all asked. We want to know what the standard is. And that's it. Just give us the standards. Tell us what the sliding scales are going to be, who's going to be what, and also, for God's sake, did you know we're military discount over? Is Carl still yelling and cursing? Yeah, exactly. So just like I said, it's posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments timeline. You can see the article from Steve Bannon over from military.com. And so again, that's what we're kind of waiting on. We're waiting for that. We're waiting for the fact that, okay, appreciate it. Appreciate the rollout. Somewhat of a rollout. Appreciate the memo. But let's see what we're going to do for the test. What are we doing for the test? Fitting this green weenie inside everything. Yeah. You ain't lying, dude. You ain't lying. I know individuals are like, what's the big deal? It shouldn't be all this. Well, our soldiers like to be informed. And it's kind of funny how some information is only being said to one specific side of the house, but not given to another side of the house. So that's it. That's it. That's all you could say. So. Damn, I've already blown up the freaking, I've already gone for about an hour already? Shit. Just about an hour? Damn. Are you going to take a break? I didn't realize you were. Yeah, you guys are right. You got me going. You got me going. You guys got me going on the stuff. This is a pretty hot topic. So, on top of that, we don't know what the standards are, and we don't know if this is going to affect the ABCP, right? The more fat people and stuff. Got it. So, are you going to change the ABCP, the Army Body Composition Program? You know, the tape. Standards to that. Is that going to get changed as well? Everyone says it's not a big deal. It should or should not get changed. But okay. I just wanted to ask and all that. I'm still kind of hurt about that. Red made this thing. God dang, dude. Why are you being so savage? That's so mean. I'm butthurt now. So butthurt. So let me roll up here to this task and purpose article before we go on a break. How about that, huh? Now, what was that medic that was in there earlier? And I wanted to get that medic to come back in the chats to see where he was, what he meant, or see if this Ice Cube needs to be on here with that. Fuck it, we don't know exactly that. So real quick, let's go to task and purpose. Patty Nyberg writes an article about the Army's cutting athletic trainers from fitness teams with medics to take up the slack. Medics, what do you think about this? Are you cool that you're going to be taking? I know some good medics. I do. I know some kick-ass medics, and they're medics and all that stuff, and they medics. But I don't know too many medics that understand sports therapy. Are we going to then teach our medics how to assist in athletic training? So like physical therapists and stuff like that. Sports medicine. Are we going to do that? Are we going to now overburden our medics on this to make sure we fix the profiles as opposed, because this, I would say medical is kind of like a war fighting function as well. Medics are not physical therapists. There you go, Austin. I'm glad you came out to I thought you said you were leaving. So what do you, I guess I got some answers there. So an Army official joked that fitness goals will not have arrived until we have a no-neck Army, as service makes changes to holistic health and fitness programs. What the hell? What the hell are we going to do then? Are we not going to have holistic health and fitness? Are we going to change our doctrine now? And this is the Army is cutting certified athletic trainers from the fitness training teams across the service, according to the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, General Jim Mingus, said on Tuesday, and replacing them with strength coaches. But regular medics might get extra training to deal with the fitness-related injuries when the trainers are gone. So I kind of answered our question right there. The overall goal is a stronger, fitter Army. Now, I would say to this that we have seen in the inbox. See, Austin. We have seen in the inbox what happens when soldiers are not allowed to hit appointments for physical therapy. Shit, you should see what happens when we don't let soldiers go to behavioral health. The same thing. What are we doing? The Army cuts athletic trainers for fitness teams and all. Your medics, get ready. Get ready for that extra detail. Get ready for that extra, hey, you got to hit that CTC rotation? Nah, man, you got to go. So what happens when, that's a good point somebody brought up too. So what's going to happen when somebody goes on a CTC rotation and they need their behavioral health medic stuff? Or I'm sorry, physical fitness training stuff. I shouldn't say behavioral health. Although there are some medics out there that think they're fucking behavioral health specialists, and that's another fucking issue as well. So what's going to happen to that? Sorry, your holistic health, your H2F isn't going to work out for you because the medic that was working with you to get you healed up is going to JRTC or NTC. We're not doing the Army a favor when we're gatekeeping this shit and only doing short interviews with mill media like Task and Purpose or military.com or Army Times. Or going on podcasts. Put the information out so everybody could see it. Do your little videos like you talked about. The reason why we're doing this is because of blah, blah, blah. And this is why we're doing this. And this is why we got rid of the standing power throw. And blah, 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 blah. Don't just get butthurt at an AUSA panel and say that Army WTF is peddling misinformation and disinformation just because we're asking fucking questions on exactly what the soldiers are asking us. Oh, you ain't lying, man. Oh, thank you so much. You ain't lying, man. Oh, you ain't lying, Insomniac. Thanks. I appreciate it, brother. I got to cool myself down. I got to fan myself with my AER propaganda. Oof, yeah. Donate to AER. Make sure you donate AER for the troops. We donate to AER, so. I know I did that. It's like I got an automatic iris on my thing. It's all, oh, there you go. So, donate to Army Emergency Relief. But you ain't lying. I'm getting heated. You're fucking blah, blah, blah. You're going to be so against this and so against that. What do you want me to do? Rant in my fucking Tacoma? Do you want me to rant in Tacoma? With some shady theme in the background? Point at the camera? The move, according to General Mingus, will affect the teams set up in large units under the H2F program. And the Army's massive overall for health and fitness and well training for us all. Briefs fucking well. It does, right? But do we all see it happen when it comes to any time of all that? I better not melt. I won't. For those teams that were made up about 20 people for brigade side units, they have been designed with 7 strength and conditioning coaches for forward athletic trainers. But going forward, the Army is cutting its athletic trainers and moving to 11 strength and conditioning coaches. Boy, all that a good idea, huh? It was a great idea. We're going to get our soldiers fit and get them ready back to go in the force. Nah, we'll just break you and send you to the VA. I don't know what's going on, guys. I do not. Looking forward to it. But again, anytime we talk about this, we get disinvited from other events and stuff like that. Other people get invited to other events, but we get disinvited because we're just asking fucking questions. I'm not here to slap your fucking back and say, hey, good job, Bob, Frank. See how things are going? No, the soldiers are the ones that are hitting our inbox asking us this. Take a break. Because I do got to melt. I got to take a leak. But take a break. Smoke them if you got them. Woo-saw. Calm down. I'm probably going to check my DMs right now. Probably get people unfriending me and unfollowing me or unfollowing us. I'm still hurt about someone saying that we're not good anymore. Man, I'd say us being around for a decade at the station and us being around for over 15 years as WTF Moments, I hope we're doing something right. At any rate, we'll be right back and shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tactics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Stuck in the mud so deep, a minute rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. Humvee stuck in the mud so deep, a minute rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army double the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army double the force every single day.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
The center stage is me. Just kidding. Somebody said this was like strip music or strip club music. You know it's a sex flender, sex fluid, sex neutral. Oh man, we're back. The last half of Sergeant's time to go over some crime. Apparently, as somebody. You guys paying attention to what's going on out on Fort Bragg? I guess something's happening on Fort Bragg. What's going on, Mina? And we're getting something that's not confirmed or not whatever. So as soon as we catch this, we get this incident supposedly happening on Fort Bragg. I don't know what it is. Some of you guys are trying what's happening on Fort Bragg. No, I don't. I don't know. Did you just take a Mad Mike? I didn't take no Mad Mike. What do you know? I took a Mad Leak. I drink sweet tea to kind of keep it, keep me on the narrow because I don't drink much. You know what I mean? Actually, I did. I'll admit it. I was on a podcast over the weekend and I did drink coffee with Bailey's, and so there you go. Did I take a Mad Mike? Why are you guys dissing on Mad Mike, man? He's cool shit. I like it. So again, once we find out what's going on over at Fort Bragg, we'll see what's happening. More likely it's going to be in the news. Fort Bragg crime? No. We're going to talk about Fort Hood crime. I'm just telling you that an incident might be happening on Fort Bragg. We're trying to find out what is happening. So we are going to talk about two crimes. One that involves the... No, you don't like Bailey's? I like Bailey's. It's good. It's good for coffee. So real quick, if you guys know already, that's been trending and reported on Task and Purpose. Task and Purpose put out a story again from our friend Patty Nyberg. Then we should just go ahead and adopt her as our WTF Nation reporter, because a lot of stories. Now I'm going to say this. Everyone gets mad. How come you guys don't share this? Or how come you guys don't post that? A lot of the stories and stuff that we as WTF Moments cannot write ourselves because we have no editorial staff. We normally pass it to Mill Media and the individuals that are speaking to whoever. So there are times when you see a story that we discuss more than likely had us involved in providing information to that story. Does that make sense? So, how you guys know, I've heard that Sergeant Greville Clark was found guilty. 29 charges, including rape, attempted premeditated. Whoa, what the fuck up? Yeah, what the fuck is up? WTF Nation? Damn, Jacob. All right, coming in there and all. Yeah, you're just coming in there full of piss and vinegar. Found guilty Tuesday of 29 charges, including rape, attempted premeditated murder, kidnapping, burglary, and other crimes in an 18-month spree at Fort Cavazos. Everyone says might as well just leave that place called Fort Hood, because for some reason, no matter how much you can change the stink, it's still Fort Hood. So you guys have, well, we have also posted some stuff about this, that we have had information about this piece of shit that has been in other stories that have been posted on Facebook pages and Facebook groups at Fort Cav about this dude who was harassing fucking women, who was, attempted premeditated murder and kidnapping. Let me just give you a little bit of what he was convicted of. He was convicted Tuesday by an enlisted panel at his Fort Cavazos hearing, court-martial of 29 charges against 5 women in 2021 and 2022. He was convicted of one count of attempted murder. Yeah, what the fuck? Why did it take so long? Yeah, exactly. And multiple counts of other violent crimes include rape, aggravated sexual assault, battery, and aggravated assault, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, indecent visual recording, obstructing of justice, according to Michelle McCaskill, spokesperson for the Army's Office of Special Trial Counsel, which handled the case. Clark was cleared of one charge of attempted premeditated murder. Will be sentenced after witnesses have a chance to testify before the court. That could come as early as the 23rd, as of yesterday. That was the information that we got. Clark's defense team and Army prosecutors will also argue sentencing recommendations before the trial judge issues his sentence. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison, which I think should be more than that. Under the prison. How about that? Court documents previously reported by Task and Purpose detailed incidents of Clark entering a Texas-based barracks, attacking and holding women against their will, and threatening them with a personal gun or knife that he had, or while he bound their limbs. And 2022, he pointed a loaded firearm at a woman and strangled her with a lamp cord until he thought she was dead. He put a foot on her neck and shoved her in a footlocker to move across base. The charge sheet stated that Clark might have killed a woman, but she escaped. Court documents also included an incident 3 months earlier in October, in 2022, where Clark threatened another woman with a firearm while he bound. Oh, shit. That was a lightning bolt. Blindfolded her and raped her. He also charged with filming a soldier without their knowledge. The charge sheet said that Clark stole items from the barracks like phones, keys, and wallets, and Clark took personal items like pillows, blankets, and comforter they later disposed to evade being caught because he had reason to believe that there were or would be criminal charges against him. Clark joined the Army September 2017 as a bridge crew member assigned to the 30th 6th Engineer Brigade at Fort Cavazos, and his service awards include Army Commendation, Armor Achievement Medal, Armor Combat Medal, Bonus 100% Medal, Inherent Resolve Medal. So, a lot of the stuff that we have discussed, we also discuss with security, with the security of our barracks. This is why we always ask you guys that we post this as well, but this is why we ask you guys to use the Hots and Cots app. The Hots and Cots app is an app that we have collabed with to provide this information of your barracks being secured, your fucking food being fucking not moldy. Well, even your fucking quarters not moldy either. So we use the Hots and Cots app now to track it better as opposed to us, because we're able to consolidate and grab all the information that you've had posted about your security of your barracks. My doors aren't locking. Me and the creator Rob Evans discussed, the collab app, Hots and Cots app guy. We discussed this too. The guy should be like in prison, like for life, rot. That's it. There should be no decision on a panel. This guy, for me, it's under the prison for me. But he brings up a good point. The DoD housing manual has no requirement for working locks, exterior lighting, or window security in the barracks. Extensive psyche evals quarterly, or at least bi-yearly for everyone. Baconator said, so yeah. We have PMCS, and this is what Rob says, posted on the Hots and Cots social media page on X. We have PMCS manuals that tell you how to inspect a Humvee door bolt, but nothing ensures a soldier's room that can lock. Death penalty, yeah. Something like that. You used to think that the military, everyone would always say, well, the reason why, we prefer military charges because the military is more harder this and the military is more harder that. This puts everybody at risk. So again, I think the conviction should be, he should That's it. Under the prison. Rots in prison. For something like this. I know for a fact, if this was one of my family members, I would probably be in jail because that individual would not be walking out of the courthouse. That if that feeling is feeling under you, wood chipper, exactly that, Matt, exactly that. So if you have that feeling yourself, there's something wrong with you expressing that. And I always thought the military was going to be harder anyways when it came to charges like this, especially as you go up in the rank. So this guy's a sergeant. So some of the shit that you see go up in ranks and ranks and ranks and ranks, all the way up to general. Oh, the weather is the way. Yeah, everyone's getting bad weather. I want bad weather here. So that's just my point. The dude should be that. Yeah. Treasonous behavior. Yeah, that's a good point too. So, all right. Let me go to the next. Someone asked. I know everyone's asked us about that, so I thought I'd bring that up. Another individual is sentenced for selling sensitive military information to individuals tied to Chinese government. You guys remember that? Yeah, exactly that. I can't even. That's what I'm saying, bro. I say exactly that, Wayne. I can't even type out or say because everyone's so damn sensitive. We're so damn sensitive. We got to say sex neutral instead of gender neutral. That just sounds so. I don't know. It just sounds like old speak from, old how books were written and stuff like that. My dearest Jessica, today we learned in the Army we could no longer say gender neutral. We have to be the hedonists by saying sex neutral. And the Joes will definitely run with that comment. Do I got to play my Civil War music again? So again, former U.S. Army intelligence analyst sentenced for selling sensitive military information to individuals tied to the Chinese government. Y'all remember this clown? Sergeant Corbin Schultz, assigned to the 720th Military Police Battalion, 89th Military Police Brigade, and he was recently highlighted in some information. Let's just say that it would be a very slow thing. Yeah, exactly that, man. You ain't lying, Wayne. It would be. If it was any of my family, if it was my daughters, sisters, aunts, mom, any of that, yeah. Remember this dude? Remember this guy? He's been sentenced. Now, this right here is wood chipper. I think this is wood chipper level too. If you're a traitor to if you give secrets to our adversaries. I know a lot of people like to say China's not our adversary. Nah. Play that sex drive stinger. What sex drive? Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Play a sex. What sex drive? You talking about some sex drive now? Of what's Schultz of Wills Point, Texas, pleaded guilty, conspiring to collect and transmit national defense information unlawfully, exporting controlled information to China, and accepting bribes in exchange of sensitive and non-public government information. So there's right here from Pam Bondi. She says this defendant swore an oath to defend the United States. Instead, he betrayed it for a payout and put America's military and service members at risk, according to Attorney General Pamela Bondi. The Justice Department remains vigilant against China's efforts to target our military and will ensure that those that leak military secrets will spend years behind bars. Still with no Epstein files. But anyways, I had to drop that one. Which one? Sex Drive. Oh man, what corny one I used to play? What Sex Drive one? What? Are you what? So FBI Director Kash Patel, still no Epstein files. The sentence is a stark warning to those who betray our country. You will pay a steep price for it. Exactly that, Matt. That's right. In the public square. Hey, I got to make sure that your comment is able to be seen at U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio, because we definitely. Wasn't some politician sleeping with the, yep. Yeah, there you go. I just want to make sure. Hey, Matt, I'm just making sure your account does not get flagged. So right now I think I could see it. So I want to make sure that you're not going to get flagged. So let me know or hit us in the inbox if you can't see your comment, but I can see it right now in public. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, exactly. Pop's got life in prison for stealing cars. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That says, hang that dude in the public square. Traitor! Traitor! So he was sentenced to 84 months in prison. $84 months. That was it. 84 months. So in exchange for approximately $42,000, Schultz provided documents and data related to the U.S. military capabilities, including his operational units order before it was deployed to Eastern Europe for NATO operations. Lessons learned by the Army from the Ukraine-Russia conflict applicable to Taiwan's defense. Everybody knows Taiwan is a country. Taiwan is a country. Technical manuals for AH-60 Black Hawk, I guess, helicopter, F-22 fighter aircraft. How the hell do you have access to that? And ICBM missile systems. Information on Chinese military tactics and People Liberation's Army Rocket Force. Details on military exercises in the Republic of Korea and the Philippines. Documents concerning military satellites and missile defense systems like HIMARS, the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, and THAAD, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. Tactics for countering manual aerial systems in large-scale combat operations. Damn. And that's all he got? 84 months is all he got? Exactly that, man. Exactly that, Mike. That's like a fucking car loan. That $42,000 APR or $42,000, yeah. That's like, yeah, that's 7 years. What's up, it's Insomniac? Good to be back. I'm good to have you back. So again, in relationship, I guess he was a conspirator A, first contacted the defendant through a freelance web-based work platform shortly after the defendant received his TS-SCI clearance, masquerading as a client from a geopolitical consulting firm. Damn. 84 APR style. Yeah, E4 deals, exactly. No, you're good, Matt. No, I'm just making sure that Facebook does not kill your account, man, because we've seen it happen. Somebody will post something, and it's literally not that bad, not really a big of a deal, and they've like suspended their account, and they blame us. And I'm saying when it comes to these lives, Facebook has a crazy algorithm, like I've said to the audience before, that we have had our account, our U.S. Army WTF Moments page threatened with being gone forever. So we're just waiting for that day. It literally is waiting for that day. We have a feeling that around our 20-year mark, it'll probably get like deleted from Facebook because something was posted that nobody liked. Yeah, he gave him that info, dude. Isn't that fucking nuts? That's betrayal, dude. So I don't want to hear anybody about us posting our COVID X-word from back in the day. or our ACFT fucking, or AFT fucking documents. That's not really yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I gotta say, I hang on. Okay. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the AFT meme. This is back in the day when our former president got the ATF confused and said, AFT, and we were all laughing about it. And that's why, again, to go back to what I was saying, the Army, the Joes like to meme shit. So much to the point that there were stickers made. I'm just saying this right now, so that way the Army can go ahead and fix this right now. Maybe call this the combat fitness test. Or a PFT like the Marine Corps. I'm just saying. I appreciate it. I got this sent to me in my DMs. Again, Joes are awesome. That's the best part about Joes, man. They'll surprise you with their smoke pit ingenuity when it comes to memes and taking something that's totally, yes, the AFT. So now put him in, okay, all right, here's your task, and put that person in a PT uniform with an AFT hat. Oh man, you guys are awesome. So, pure betrayal. Exactly that. So again, I guess that was it. Have I seen any of the new Star Wars? No, actually, I save those episodic things because that way I can watch it during the weekend and I can sit down and enjoy a drink, hang out with the little one, hang out with baby Ice. So that way he can enjoy the show with us, and watch it. I think we were gonna have a watch party one time, but then Disney got really pissed off when we were gonna post some stuff like that, and like removed and deleted and took off the thing, blocked. That was almost as bad as YouTube blocking our COVID information. So, but anyways, E4 Mafia, exactly that. I think that's it. I think that's some of the stuff they wanted to cover, some of the stuff that you're going to see posted on. Don't forget, real quick, just to get everybody up highlighted, if you go to the top of U.S. Army WTF Moments' Facebook page, and you'll see that we have pinned pages. Did I ever check Star Wars Sagas? No. What's that about? What is that? Is that another? I do know that every time I go in a Star Wars page, or actually I've been booted from a lot of Star Wars groups, just for me, shit talking back and all that, because they're really sensitive, and some of those fans are like really sensitive. So I just kind of like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I'm in several. I was in several groups. Now I'm looking for new stuff, and I know for a fact, CQ probably talking about the new Predator Badlands, sci-fi stuff like that. I'm a big nerd when it comes to that as well. So anyways, as I was saying, don't forget we have a pinned on the top of the U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page. We have the donations, the bone marrow donations. Tomorrow's the last day for Fort Benning. Salute to life. Hit us up in the DMs if you guys are not near that area and not near any of the locations to where they're having them, but do make your, do your best to show up. We always provide a link so that way you can order it, and that way you guys can, because I know once in a while we receive like 50 requests. Hey, I'm not in the area. How do you order one online? Blah, 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 blah. And so just hit us in the inbox, and then we'll be able to get that. Are they 7-Eleven burritos? What? It's a game mod for an Insurgency Sandstorm, but it's AAA quality. I'm going to have to check that out then. Are the fans racist against the Chist? Yeah, what's up with that? Why are they talking shit about Grand Admiral Thrawn? What's up with that? Everybody knows that I'm a huge Grand Admiral Thrawn fan. I don't understand why they're throwing hate on the guy. And I don't want to reveal any spoilers, because unless you've read all the books, or you read canon, the expanded universe, or the originals, whatever. I don't know if you guys realize that that's all. Those are books. And there's fake, right? It's not really the thing to get upset about. So if I say something about the new Ahsoka series, and everyone's gonna freak out and say, "Oh my God, you just released some spoilers," Oh, so the new Predator looks so weird, dude. I had somebody call it the Predator. Oh, I get it. The Predator, DEI tour. I don't know. Hey, look, that's serious. Okay, real quick. Let's just cover this right now, and I'll go into a little off the cuff rant on this. So this right here, we have the salute to life for this NCO. Everybody knows Sergeant Bishop, who is also dealing with issues of trying to find a match. So if you go to tomorrow at Fort Benning, Echo 156 East Wing at Building 4, room Echo 156 East Wing Building 4 at the MCO, and that tomorrow's the last day for Fort Benning. And then we have another one that's popping up for the Fort Irwin, and so that's. I wish this was open to civilians. Hey, Holly, I'll send you some information, so that way you'll know what I'm talking about. It is actually available. Some of it's available to civilians, what you can do. Everyone's freaking out, and I want to tell everybody to shut the fuck up when it comes to, this is like 23andMe. They're collecting all my DNA, blah, blah, blah. Stop. You go into a registry to see if you're able to donate bone marrow. And if you are, then they will be given further instructions on how to donate to help a soldier in need. So I wish everybody would just shut the fuck up about that stuff. So, All right. So real quick, also we have we got a swag shop. Order the swag. Order the stickers. More stuff is coming out. Matter of fact, let's see what we updated the page yet. So we got going on here. Let's see what we got going on here. Got more stuff. We got shirt here. So some of the shirts are coming. Yep. So you can see more shirts coming in. So the original shirt that I have this the original listener shirt. That's what I'm wearing. There you go. WTF Nation Radio listener. All right. And then here's one of the original stuff right here. Everyone's freaking out going, when are we going to have the new? Don't worry. The uniform ones are coming as well. Let's see. We also have the union shirt. One of us had a sticker that says contact your local rep, union rep, WTFM local 214. So don't freak out. Everyone's more stuff will happen. More stuff will come out. I'm so happy. I looked at all the pre-launch stuff. I'm excited, man. I am excited. The team's like, shut up. Don't say what's going to happen. Don't say what's coming out. So you'll slowly see more stuff coming out. So, yep, get the swag while it lasts. This is not going to be a limited edition run. It's going to be, we have little mini onesies for the little ones. There you go. So for all your children's, you can put on a onesie there for WTF Nation. And then we also have the UV stickers. You can slap on your whatever decals. Okay, cool. No, I've seen the Predator stuff. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. So here's a vinyl sticker. Yep. So all the stickers, feel free to grab them, slap them on there, put them on your vehicles right there for contact your union rep. I know everyone's been clamoring for it. I can't wait. This is awesome. All right. So I know this is normally not a sergeant's time thing. We're diving into we're diving into the pop culture realm. But I figure since, Predator is a military-like show, right? It's a military. I mean, it did have Arnold in there, being part of a clandestine special operations unit. We still don't know what kind of unit it is. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. Hang on. Somebody sent me a message right quick about something. All right. So, we got some case brewers. Okay, so real quick. So everyone's been freaking out about this new Predator, and I know I normally don't talk pop culture or stuff like that, but some of you guys know that I am I'm a nerd. Everyone's freaking out because the warrior that's being shown, and I don't know how you guys pull this off, because I am an avid. I have several Black Horse comics, Dark Horse comics, Black Horse. I think it's Dark Horse comics. Several comics spanning Predator. I have several series. I have Sands of Time. I have there's a couple other series. I got like a bunch of them, so I had to pull out one of the binder. So there is everyone doesn't know how to pronounce. They're pronounced Wadya or Utya or whatever they want to call it. It's a dialect of their language. So a trailer was released about Predator called Predator Badlands, and it's the same ones I guess the same guys that did Prey, which I thought was pretty badass as well. Now, if you guys read the lore, read the comics and all this other stuff, and understand the lore, you'll understand that a Predator goes through a specific ritual. It's almost like a rite of passage, right? And they have to find, and they're young when they do that. So when the new Predator trailer came out, and they showed, I know this is totally not Sergeant's time, again, and they showed this Predator. If you go through the comics or you read the comics and all that stuff, you'll see that's what, and I know you guys caught me off guard this, maybe I'll have to look for it. But there's young Predators that look like this, that they have their specific ritualistic, whatever. So immediately everyone started saying, well, this is a girl. And I'm like, how do you fucking know? For all we know, this is is this a sex neutral? Can I say that? Is this a sex neutral thing? I know this is totally off topic from Sergeant's time. How do you know? How do you know? I'm open-minded when it comes to a lot of sci-fi to see, that's just like Ahsoka or just like Andor. I'm open-minded to see what's going to happen, only because I'm happy that seeing a genre, you know, when you're a kid, you're growing up and you read a comic or a book, and you're like, this would be a badass movie. And then they make a movie, and then everyone's throwing hate at it. I don't get it. So it's really Iron Mike. So if you watch any of the Predator series, you'll see different, you know, types of creatures. Yeah, exactly that, Pip. It's exactly that. It's a juvenile one before they go through the trial. So it's a young predator. So it's almost like when you have a picture of a kid and the child, you know, grows up as a teenager, then becomes a full adult. Their facial features, unless you're Hollywood that likes to suck out the fat of your cheeks, your bone structure changes and all that. So I'm just kind of like, this is this is like a little predator. This is like a little nippy little predator. Look, if you look at him, it looks like a young predator. It looks like somebody got a baby predator going through his rite of passage, and he's doing stuff, and everyone's clowning on him, saying that this guy's a girl or a woman. Or somebody said a DEI predator. How do you know? Do you know predator anatomy? I don't know predator anatomy. I just thought it was funny how everyone's like drawing on this shit. Again, me being a sci-fi fan, I enjoy sci-fi as it is, and any new shit that comes out, I fucking enjoy it. Maybe I should just hang out with CQ and be like the counter pop culture. Does that make sense? Because CQ does delve into the controversies of how actors and actresses or storylines are going, the different conflicts between the DC and the MCU. It's fascinating hearing him talk. But I like to delve into the drama, you know, the super fans that think that they know everything just because they saw a few minute trailer when scores of fans have seen, you know, what is this? What are you doing? Insomniac, all Predator lives matter. We're all green on the inside. Oh, come on, man. We don't know. Again, if you read the comics and you go through some of the stuff, like I said, I'll have to dig through my stacks of comics that I have for. I got a lot of Predator series and stuff like that. Sands of Time was my favorite, but I think everyone should, like, you know, have an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know. Again, pop culture moment. I don't know. Maybe somebody suggested I should do pop culture movie references for Sergeant's Time and how I think it's fucked up or something like that. Since I like to shitpost on other things. If anything else, if I'm going to shitpost on anybody, it's going to be individuals that think they know what the fuck PSYOP is, and they absolutely do not fucking know, and they like to opine on it. And people tell me, you should talk to so-and-so. He knows all about that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You're not going to ask a 20-year veteran of PSYOP. So anyways, I think the internet's reaction is hilarious. If someone tells me it's a good movie, I'll check it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll check it out too. You should all check out the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith that came out. So anyways. And then a bunch of Terminators show up. Yeah, exactly that. This is Sergeant's Time. This is Thursday. Normally it's with me and Spanky, but we're having power problems here in her area. Power's out, but I'm rocking it okay. And then, of course, I think tomorrow we have FTX coming back. I think did FTX do a show? Let me check. Let me triple double check. So that way we can make sure that I'm not giving you guys bad poop. You poop green? Okay, good job. Okay. I think yeah, so this is going to be a bye week. No, is this going to be a bye week for No, it's not. So FTX will happen, I guess, because it's not going to be a bye week because they did the last time they did something was on the 11th. So that was the last. So it's bye week. Every other week you get FTX. Every Saturday though, you're going to get Nemo and the crew over at Valor Gaming, Stack Up, or WTF Nation Gaming. Check those guys out. And then, of course, on the sports bar, we have the actual King Smith and the coach. What do you hear? What do you say? Giving you all the stuff. My understanding, it's a mix of genuine PSYOP and conspiracy BS. Okay. I don't know if am I supposed to. It's a gender neutral week. It's a sex neutral. We have to start thinking perverted now. Sex neutral. And my mind, anytime I think of sex, immediately goes to my mind wanders. The sports bar. It's where the coach and the actual King Smith get into all the shit posting and shit talking about anything sports related, news related. Then, of course, we have the Monday edition with myself and Massey, the news, commentary, and discussion. When's the rave? You know, I haven't had long time ago. I did a live rave, and I pulled out equipment and pulled out all this stuff, and I sold it all. I mean, I got rid of it. Some of that stuff has been kind of dated. So maybe I'll just do a play, just hang out, or maybe bring some ravers to, hey, you want us to throw some music up and we'll just hang out. And, but that was good times. Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior, of course, Michael Carrasquillo, the CQ, the Pop Culture Warrior, and his mad crew of Angry Elf and Mad Mike, the Sorents, go Steelers, go Raiders, the Sorents at the Smoke Pit, Radar and TZ, and then, of course, moi, Sergeant's Time, and Spanky, giving you your LPD and maybe an obscure movie reference. Well, maybe I should do that. An obscure pop culture Sergeant's Time reference. And what movie is what? What is a good? You know, I think I'll do that. For next Sergeant's Time, I will do that. I will do a pop culture reference of a what if, like a fan theory of military movies. How about that? Maybe that kind of gets it up. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I used to have fun. Yep, used to have some fun. Do the little. So make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live currently on 5 different platforms: U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio on Facebook, U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio on YouTube, and at WTF Nation Radio on X, where I get a grin again and again. Share, like, and follow. Hit that subscribe. Smash the subscribe. Make sure your notifications are on, because Facebook likes to mute a lot of us. So sometimes, like, I didn't catch a show, blah, blah, blah. So, hey, I know, Wayne. I know you're a Chiefs fan for life, and I get it. Okay, cool. I'm a Raiders fan for life, no matter what. And I still get laughed at, even though they keep moving different locations, and they just absolutely aren't doing very well. Hopefully their seasons will be prosperous this time around. But again, let me double check the inbox to see if there's anything about anything on Fort Bragg. I just want to cover some stuff, cover some ground. No, I'm not seeing anything. So let me double check. Let me look at the inbox right quick at U.S. Army WTF Moments to see if there's anything at all we're missing. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yep, no, I don't see anything there. Yep, so there it is. So again, make sure you share, like, and follow, and you all have a good night. So I'm already being beckoned over to the inbox because there's some unhappy customers. So with that, y'all have a good night, and shots. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Reigns. Officers orders driving us insane. ATF 0-30, no time to complain. Push up in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Run marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Flames and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.